Welcome back to Beyond the Diamond. The Astros take care of business.
We called it.
Just go in.
2-3.
2-3.
That's all you need.
Lead the AL West.
Number one.
It was the darkest of days. It was the worst of times. The team was 7-19.
Yep.
And at the 100-game mark, the Astros sit at 52-47. 100th games a night against Oakland. Leading the American League West, just like the prophecy has been told.
Yeah. I'll take it.
It wasn't.
It's like a checkpoint in a video game. Like,
oh, I know this spawn point.
oh, we got here.
I know this spawn
we
point.
breathe, like, we can breathe. Like, all right, now it's time to go finish the job. You know.
Some would say restore order.
Some would say that.
Some would say that. Some would say relentless. But the one thing that I think that stands out about this Houston Astros team so far through 99 games is they just love the grind. I think this team just, and we've talked about it for 6 weeks now, how athletic this team looks with a bench running of Dubon, Cabbage, Sally, Luperfido.
I mean,
are we running a fifth guy on the bench right now? Is Gray up? Is Gray collecting big league
no,
paychecks
I think
right
it's
now?
just 4.
Just 4?
Sorry.
We're athletic as hell.
Yeah, I mean, who is the worst? Not worst, but like least athletic player on the whole entire team? Like John Singleton, and he's not even that bad.
Yeah, and he's
Like,
making
there's zero
making plays left
detriment.
and right over.
You'd say Yordan, but like he's
a freak
solid.
that he could actually play left field.
Yeah, I mean, every single person on this team is defensively versatile and athletic almost.
And I said it, and I'll go back and watch, even though I hate watching. Maybe someone out there can go pull it. I always said that these guys that come up, the Cabbages of the world, the Sallys of the world, the Joey Lopes of the world, the Blosses of the world, like they just come up and exceed expectations and just play because the Houston Astros have such a winning culture and it's so established. It's like prime Alabama. It's like prime the New England Patriots.
Yeah,
where whoever they get, whoever comes up, next man up, your only expectations is not to rock the boat. Just go out there and perform. Just go out there and do what you've been doing
help us win again.
your entire life.
Yeah.
And I think
they lost that a little bit at the beginning of the season.
No, for sure, 100%.
I think that was part of the issue.
And now you have the series against Seattle. All eyes are on it. Astros coming in the series, trailing a game. 8-10 games in what was it? 23 games.
24 games.
24 games. 8
it was like a
10
record,
game
or
lead.
like only been done 3 times since
like 1910. I think was a lot. That doesn't even count.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's not real baseball.
Yeah, anything not like 1990 and above is not real baseball. That's a take. That's gonna be so many people. That's gonna be so
1990 is a take. You're gonna get.
That's gonna be so many people are gonna be bad. But I just think you saw it this weekend where all eyes were obviously going to be on the Seattle pitching staff. It was all going to be all eyes. The Astros won out their big 3 of Hunter, Framber, and Ronell against Castillo. Game 2 was Kirby, and Game 3 was Brian Wu.
They held their own against Castillo and Kirby. I mean, they're still so good that like Castillo still had a quality start.
What was the text I sent y'all? Do you have that text in the group?
Oh, like 59 quality starts.
The Seattle Mariners have had 59 quality starts this year, and I'm just like, I would kill for 59 quality starts.
Yeah,
like
the fact that they don't have at least 59 wins is crazy.
It's crazy because 59 quality starts is insane. And only sitting there at a 53-48 record. That just screams go get offense because your pitchers are I don't know how you haven't made a move.
Picked up Alonso, Cody Bellinger. Like, how have they not?
They have
already,
assets, and they have plenty of assets.
How have they not made those moves already? What are they waiting for? They're waiting for them to be trailing 5 games before they start making moves.
Asinine.
Dude, I would be.
Asinine.
I was thinking about this yesterday, even though they won. I'm so glad I'm not a Mariners fan. Jesus. That's That's tough. They've been. I mean, I'm taking a second to be empathetic about
Yeah.
them. Most of the time, I'm just like, "Fuck you. We want to win. That's how it goes." But they set the record for most wins in a season. They got bounced in the first round, and then went 20. What is it? 21, 19 years, 20 years before they made it to the playoffs again. Got swept. Led the division for the first half of the year. Their manager, their GM just won't go get them offense. They have one of the best pitching staffs in baseball, and they just won't go get any more offense. Can't hit the ball for shit. And then Julio gets hurt. So athletic, their leader in the clubhouse makes a great play, and then gets hurt. I was just sitting there watching him like walk into the clubhouse, and I was just like, "That's up.
Like,
It's up there with like the Mets. It's worse than the Mets because at least the Mets have won. They won in the 80s.
I agree. I feel like you nail it because it almost feels like they're snake bit.
Yeah. It's
like,
tough.
here we go again. And
That's how we felt
like Heartbreak Houston for a while.
Yeah, and they'll
For a
probably
long
get there
time.
eventually, but like that's how we felt for the like the first 50 years of the ball club. So I get it. I'm just so glad I'm not there anymore.
And you know what? I think you're right because I think you can not judge, but you can have that opinion on a fan base because one, we lived it, but two, when baseball teams, essentially because it's such a long season, are just fans of players.
Yeah.
And your stands of players, that is an immediate cry for help as a fan because
you don't have a good team.
Because you don't have a team.
Yeah.
Like, because that's what the Astros had. You're a Biggio fan. You're a
Yes.
Bagwell
You were
fan.
it was all about
You're
the
a
Killer
Bee.
Bees.
You're a Carl Bergman fan. You're a Carlos Leaf. And then you start looking back. You're like, oh,
There were spots where there's like teams, you remember, like
Correct.
that 05 team,
Yeah.
even the 04 team. But for the most part, like who remembers the 2008 Astros team?
yeah. You're like,
You don't.
You were like, oh, I was a
Hunter
Pence fan.
I was a Carlos
bored,
Lee
yeah.
fan. They're like, yeah.
That's when I know, like, oh, you're in that stage of a fandom, and like, it's not a bad spot to be. But when your expectations are,
we have
to lift the commissioner's trophy,
we have all this talk, we have all these prospects. They should be better. And you know what? Sucks to suck, but
yeah.
Stros did their job. They took 2 or 3.
And the season's not over. There's a lot of baseball left, but expectations now are like make a run. And I think going into Seattle after the All-Star break, taking 2 or 3, taking control of the division was a statement across the board. Because like you said, Luis Castillo pitched his ass off, gets the loss. Astros scored 3 in 1 inning. That's all they needed.
Yeah.
Shutty by Hunter Brown and the bully.
Hunter Brown, man.
Is my take not crazy?
It's not.
Is my
his
take
worst
this is
start
where
of the past like
this is where you go.
yeah.
And I was like, Hunter Brown, pencil W's. Garrett Cole.
His worst start
2019.
was he got a little roughed up, but he still he gave up 5 runs and still went 6 innings. That's his worst start of the past like 2 months.
Yeah.
I'll take it. That's fine.
And so you have that. You have Framber, who I thought pitched very well.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, he exited the game as the losing pitcher at that moment before the Astros hung the runs up.
No, that wasn't on him though. Like,
But
he's still very good start.
I mean, Framber's still going to have his Framber moments. You're like, oh my gosh, like he's just playing with his food, or it's just annoying, a 2-out walk and then a base hit. And now he's in a high leverage spot when he was just cruising. That's going to happen. Settle down, the bullpen bullies. I mean, but I think that Saturday night game just showed how athletic this team is, because you had Trey Cabbage going no-fly zone on Julio, robs a home run. And then in the 8th, and also in the 8th inning, Joey Luperfido just, where did Luperfido come from? Like, I can hear Dave Sims say that because flies out of the screen.
He's made a couple of plays like that where I'm like, oh, that ball's going to fall in. And he just comes flying in.
And I don't think anyone else, and this is not a disrespect to anyone on the team, I don't think Yordan makes that play. I don't think Dubon makes that play. And I don't think Chaz makes that play of where they were all positioned in the gap. I think
I would agree. Chaz is close.
Chaz probably lays out, and it's a true 50-50.
He might get it, yeah. Jake gets it, but yeah, no, Joey's like he's he's kind of proven himself to be top 3.
Yeah.
Defensive wise, he's a top 3 defender.
That ball touches dirt. That guy from first probably scores.
Yeah.
Or it's a ground rule double, second and third in a high leverage spot. Like you need those moments throughout the year. And obviously Presley has been sharp for his last 17 appearances. This one he needed help and got help, and he's probably going to go on another run of, that was almost a reset.
Yeah.
Like he's now going to go on another 15 appearance, but the appearance that got him off the appearance run actually was a good appearance because of stellar play.
Yeah.
So you had that. And then Sunday, you kind of just ran into Brian Woo's just a buzzsaw, but sweep didn't happen. But taking 2 or 3 of the series, I think Ronell pitched really good for his C+ game.
Yeah, we could tell immediately he did not have his stuff. It wasn't biting as much. His changeup wasn't getting that late movement that like they were laying off of it early.
I was listening to the game and excuse me, it seemed like the game plan was sliders up.
It was weird. It was sliders up. It was fastballs up and away. It was going like fastballs to lefties up and away, and then trying to break the change up off of that, off the plate, and they just weren't biting. And he was missing with the fastball, the setup pitch, which kind of ruined the
fall. Yeah,
the fall pitch, and then all of a sudden it's 2-0.
Yeah. So I think maybe you can just. Obviously, we're going to be monitoring every move of Mr. Blanco from here on out just because he's about to approach career highs and everything.
Yeah.
But I think you can almost chalk this one up as just a game plan that didn't work. And when I say didn't work, I mean he still went. He went 5 2/3, got pulled. Seth gave up the earned run. So I think his line was a little worse than what it actually was. It could have easily been six quality start.
If normal Seth Martinez comes out there and shuts the door, the Astros
come back
probably
and
win that game.
Scrap.
And Seth's not going to be perfect every time. I don't expect him to be. I don't think anybody expected Seth Martinez to have a 2.5 ERA all season. So he's more than earned the right to make a mistake. It's fine.
It's baseball.
Let's just chalk it up to that. We took 2 or 3. I'm happy with that. But now they have to go, and you can't take your foot off the gas.
Yeah, you got to go.
You're going in Oakland. This should be an ass whooping. No doubt about it. It should be a sweep.
And
I mean,
I was going to ask because Oakland's kind of been hitting the shit out of the ball.
No, they have been, and sure, it feels like a trap series a little bit. Oakland's been hitting the ball well. You're starting the series with Spencer, who is, he's a rookie. He's figuring things out. It feels like a trap series where you could drop this first one and then be in trouble. Still, there's no excuses. This is an Oakland team that is in last place. I don't know what their record is, like 19 and what is it? 19 and 50 or something. I don't know. It's not good.
It is
26 and 53, or I don't remember.
Who? Oakland?
Yeah, I don't. No, they played 100 games.
Actually, it's not bad.
What I said?
No, I mean you're off by a lot.
It's
Oakland's record right now?
39 and 62.
Yeah.
What is it?
39-62.
Is it really?
It's 39-62.
What the hell? What?
It's exactly 39-62. Go get a scratch-off ticket.
I don't know what just happened.
Yeah, just go get a scratch-off ticket.
I don't know what just happened.
Go get a scratch-off ticket.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're only 3 back from passing the A's.
Yeah, I mean they're not,
scrapping. They're scrapping along.
They have a good offense, and I mean that's gonna go down when they trade Brent Rooker away. And
I agree, though. A 4-game set, you got to go take 4, especially
you have to.
Just where the stakes are. Just take care of business.
3-game set, I think.
Was 3 game?
Because they're all Thursday.
Yeah.
They should sweep this series, no doubt about it. I mean, I'll take 2 or 3 because winning a series is never bad. But I think everybody is expecting a sweep. They're expecting a sweep. But that's the thing. You can't expect it. You got to keep your foot on the gas and compete. So
yeah, I think the big thing with with these remaining 3 games is we've seen teams in the past and across all sports when you take 2 or 3, like all the hype was about the Seattle series You
Yeah,
can
and then
very
you
much
kinda-
fall in a lull,
Yeah.
fall into it.
It's like an
and then
adrenaline like crash.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I think you got Spencer going tonight. Is it Jake Bloss
I
tomorrow?
think you go Bloss.
Or have they even announced it? Yeah, they have. It's Bloss, and then it comes back around to Hunter. So that's, I mean, pitching wise, that's tough. You need your offense to
Your offense needs to
score a lot of runs.
score a lot of runs.
Take the overs.
And I think one thing that you're seeing right now is kind of a complete offense. Obviously, Yordan kind of flexed his own muscles this weekend.
Jesus, dude, that ball was hit to
Broke Statcast.
it was hit to the Pacific Ocean.
Broke Statcast. I'm gonna pull up all of his at bats. I already sent you guys it this morning.
Somebody Statcast wise, have we measured a cycle where? So, what you were saying, Yordan, every hit of his cycle
was over 101 miles per hour.
Was over 101 miles an hour.
Has there ever been a cycle?
I want to know if that's ever happened.
Yeah.
Shohei hit one last year or earlier this year or something.
But he had that squibbler against the shift.
That's what I was gonna say.
Think he had a squibbler down the shift.
So it might be the only one. That's literally you just coming up to the plate and hitting the shell of the ball
four times in a row.
And getting quality hits, extra base hits.
I mean, this may be just a clip we use because I don't think anyone, I would say a very limited number of baseball history that hit for a cycle where all four were over 101 miles per hour.
Unfortunately, you can only check
go
the
to
ones
the StatCast area,
which is since 2015. But I would be very curious if it's happened.
First at bat, single, 101.8. Second at bat, the home run to right field, 111.7, 429 feet. Bullshit.
Jesus.
A 980 expected batting average.
980. That's it.
That's. I mean, I feel like that's the most
how
pure.
Is it not?
I don't know. I think
who's catching that?
I think 1,000% scares a lot of people. I think relatively like.
Don't be scared.
Yeah.
Put it in there.
Third at bat was the triple at 970 expected batting average.
I mean,
110.2.
That should not have been even close to being played.
That was a hell of a play by J. Rod.
Hell of a play. I mean, if that's a 5-star catch, if he comes down with the ball.
Oh yeah,
for sure. One of the best like tracking catch. Even though he just kind of caught it on the run. Way more impressive. If you know ball, it's way more impressive than a lot of diving catches.
I would say it's up there with like, it would have been up there with Griffin Edmonds, like on iconic catches.
Yeah, I mean maybe. Yeah.
Bo Jackson,
numbers
like
wise,
athletic, like it was just
he just had an amazing jump, ran at elite speed at a perfect route, and made it to it. Fortunately, dropped the ball.
Yeah. Yordan Alvarez, fourth and final at bat, securing the cycle, 103.3 on the double.
Right after hitting it off his shin.
Yeah. Crazy. I would be. I want to know. I would say he's less than 10 people.
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
Maybe less than 5.
I would say less than 3. How many?
He may be top 2 and he's not 2.
Yeah. How many cycles have there been since 2015? Probably maybe 20.
No, I think there's been more than that.
I don't know.
How many?
I mean, there's less cycles than no hitters usually per year.
Okay, let me look up how many have been hit in Major League history. Okay.
And just like sort of
according to Wikipedia, 346 cycles in history.
Yeah.
So how many cycles in MLB history since 2015, right, would be the StatCast era?
Yeah, 2015.
Hitting for the cycle. This is riveting. Okay. I'll start.
Yeah, I was pulling up. You might have to look at the list.
I got it. Okay, so Brock Holt hit one in 2015. He was number 306.
Remember Brock Holt?
And there's 340. There's only been 40 since 2015.
So there's been 40.
There's been 40 since the StatCast era.
That's more than I expected. That's a lot more than I expected. 2 this year.
Holy shit. Brock Holt was... Okay. You want me to name them real quick?
5.
Brock Holt.
All of them?
Chu, Beltry, Adrian Beltry, Hall of Famer Adrian Beltry, Matt Kemp, Freddie Freeman, Rajay Davis, John Jaso, Will Myers, Trey Turner, Carlos Gomez, Nolan Arenado, Cody Bellinger, Longoria, Jose Abreu, Mookie Betts, Yelich, Blackman, Brock Holt again, Jorge Polanco, Shohei, Jake Bowers, Trey Turner, Villar, Biggio, Trey Turner, Cronenworth, Freddie Freeman, Rosario, Yelich, Escobar, Walsh, Hayes, Nolan Arenado, Luis Ariz, Cedric Mullins, JT Realmuto, Ellie De La Cruz, Jose Altuve, Wyatt Langford, Yordan Alvarez. So I would just, at that list, the people that hit it over 100 miles per hour, I would think Mookie. I would think, and this was 2018 Boston Red Sox Mookie.
Yeah, he definitely.
I would say Yelly would probably, because he has like 4 of them. So one of those 4 he probably had. Shohei would feel like one. That was 2019 one.
Freddie Freeman, maybe.
Maybe Freddie.
Has Trout never hit for a cycle?
Maybe Ellie De La Cruz?
2013. Ellie, maybe. He hits the shell of the ball. Yeah. No, I'd be interested to look that up. We're not stat nerds that much.
Someone out there is way smarter than us that can take that.
That can look it up. Yeah, for sure. Let's get into our last segment here.
Yeah.
We have some names that we're going to talk about. Who do you want the Astros to trade for at the deadline for a starting pitcher?
I need 2.
We have some names here. Let me just run through them. They're not really in any order other than by team. We got Tyler Anderson, Jack Flaherty, Tarek Skubal, Garrett Crochet, Eric Fetty, Mitch Spence, JP Sears, Cal Quantrill, Austin Gomber, Trevor Rogers, Jake Irving, Trevor Williams, Chris Bassett, Kevin Gossman, and Yusei Kikuchi. A lot of interesting names. Some of those are probably way too expensive and impossible for the Astros to afford, prospect-wise. Some of them are expensive dollar-wise and would have to work out some sort of deal where they take on less contract or more contract and less prospects. There's a lot of stuff to figure out. But out of those names, I think the Astros need at least 1, if not 2, out of those names. And then there's probably some more fringe arms that I didn't even find that they could also pick up.
Yeah, we'll know. We'll have a more extensive list before the deadline, but these are pretty much just the sellers that we know.
Yeah, these are all last place or second to last place teams that have arms that are potentially somebody you want.
You know, if it wasn't for this ridiculous contract that Toronto gave out, Chris Bassett smells like a Houston Astro.
I was thinking that exact
same feels like a Houston Astro.
I was looking at his StatCast, which I have. Well, if we share this, I have it all linked on their name. He just looks like he fits. His ground ball rate, the way he spins the ball.
It's almost like a Greinke. Like he's gonna give you. He's gonna eat 6 innings. Yeah. He's gonna throw all 9 of his different cutters that he has. And
I mean, he numbers wise, he's about on par with Framber this year.
Yeah, but his contract, he's 34, 35.
The contract is tough. He still has $8.4 million owed this year, and then $22 million owed next year. So that's what's tough.
At 36 years old,
you would have to.
It's a lot of cheese.
It would have to be, and I'm never one to tell Jim Crane not to spend his money if he wants to go spend it. But it would probably have to be the Astros going over the luxury tax, taking on a bunch of that contract and giving up less prospects, and then hoping that he's good enough this year, next year. I mean, he would essentially take over what you thought you would have paid Justin Verlander next year.
Yeah.
And if he can stay around a 3.7 ERA, it's fine with me. It's not ideal, but when your options are as limited as they are, you'll take it. But as you were saying, Bassett, I'm thinking Gossman in that same role. I think he would cost.
That would actually
money wise, he makes more and is tougher on that front. ERA wise, he's having a worse year, which means he might be cheaper as far as trade potential. I don't know, but I think it's all still there. Like he has a 4.5 ERA, but he has a lower WHIP than Bassett, than some of the guys on here, and he's still striking guys out. His stuff's still there. He's only 33.
Is there a scenario? Come down. Just come to Delulu land over here, delusional land.
Okay, all right,
Okay?
where are we going? Yeah.
Is there just what we've known and what we've been told from people over the last few trade deadlines of just the drunken sailor packages that these other teams want, right?
Yeah.
That the market gets so drunk on Jack Flaherty and the package goes all the way up that it would not just be able to use that package to get a Scooble? Like the package for Scoobles is
You think there's a ceiling?
I'm just saying like there's Scooble and everyone else, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But if hysteria drives up the Jack Flaherty and all these teams flock to this and then Detroit's just drunk on this.
Like
and
the Flaherty line gets as high as the Scooble.
Right, where you're just like...
I would say that if they weren't on the same team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I feel like if Detroit, if they're asking a certain price for Flaherty, then they're going to want more.
For sure. I'm just...
If it was a different team, I'd be like, yeah, that price might even out.
But game theory, to me, says, okay, the Jack Flaherty package skyrockets, right? And we're just like, we're not going to pay this for Jack Flaherty.
I mean, he is a rental, though.
Correct.
Yeah.
But we know what the rental for Hader and who was it last year? The Astros almost got Hader and
From the Padres?
yeah, it was a twofer. Well, who was it?
Snell?
It's Hader and Snell.
Yeah.
That package that almost happened here.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, in theory, the Jack Flaherty price, that package is crazy, right? One of those ones, it goes out. That eliminates one person for Scooble right off the bat. One team because they just gave all those assets. Okay. Now it's 4 teams.
Oh, you're saying like after Flaherty's done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you have 4 teams with probably packages where you're just like, okay, why would I not take the package I would have had for Flaherty in my head, add another guy on top,
Yeah, you'd have
and
to,
go, hey, what's that? I would put Scooble at less than 3% happening. But I'm saying the market could almost dictate you to actually having a competitive package.
I just don't
Scooble.
see. If people keep talking about them moving him, I just don't see it.
I don't see how he wouldn't be a Dodger.
He's 27. He's got 2 years left of ARB. Unless they internally really think this year is that much of a fluke that he won't repeat this next season and be able to be a trade piece next year or lead them to playoffs, I just don't understand it. So unless they really don't trust that he's going to do this again in the future.
Yeah, and I mean, does Crochet come into real life? Huge. Crochet comes to real life? Maybe. I honestly think the Astros end up with an Irvin, a Rogers.
So Jake Irvin is my guy.
A Quintrell. I think of those 3, those are a couple of guys that I just feel like fall in reality.
Yeah.
Now
that's why I have them listed yellow there. I think
I
don't see a world where the Astros get a Crochet, a Flaherty, or Scooble.
But I agree.
I just don't.
Come over to Doolin real quick.
All
Just
right.
real quick. One last second here.
All right.
I know we're bumping against time. What if James? Excuse me. What if Crane goes to Dana and he's like, "Look, this is the last ride. This is the last stand. Let's go for it."
Damn it! You got me. Damn it!
What if?
No, because you're
Bregman's
right.
off. Bregman's gone.
Because you're right.
Verlander's gone. What if?
You're right, because the entire reason why James Click went away, or why Jim Crane went away from James Click, was because he wasn't making those big balls moves. Because he wasn't willing to make that big Greinke like move that Lunau used to make. So you're right. I mean, he could. It might be a stupid ass move that we all hate. Essentially, like Jim, but clearly Jim Crane is one. Like the money he paid Abreu, like he's willing to take a big swing.
You have an owner that's paying, and if the Astros are a week out and they are operating how we're thinking of, they have $4 million essentially to play with before bumping up against the tax.
They're gonna go over.
Right?
Yeah, they're gonna.
So if you're gonna go over, might as well go all the fuck over.
No,
Crane's gonna sign that check. Are we looking at this board the wrong way? Because I think everyone is looking at the board this way.
I think we're looking at the board like assuming like a numbers heavy GM would look at it. And you're right. You got to think of the himbo owner thinking, give me that dude. That dude can throw the ball. Yeah, you might be right.
I still don't think it's a heavy weighted probability thing happening, but I honestly think, and we're saying this on the 22nd, a week and a day out from the deadline.
Yeah.
What if we're looking at this board the wrong way? What if the Astros board is totally flip-flop of every big name hitter?
Oh, you think like hitter? They're looking.
No, excuse me, like big name. Player.
Yeah.
And they are viewing it as...
They're not even looking at the fringe guys.
If we're going to go over, let's go over. I'm going to pay... I'm signing the check anyways.
So I'm happy with that. Where I hope Dana and his team comes in is not compromising and giving up a ridiculous
I think you're mortgaging the future again. And you know what? And you know why I'm kind of coming back? I'm coming to this Delulu reality.
Across the river into Delulu. You're over there.
Call me Delulu Dez for a reason.
Jesus.
The way that I view this is, my new GM, he's got Bloss up. He's got Bryce Matthews flying up. He's got Melton flying up. He's got Blue Ball flying up.
He's going to find more.
He's got 6-7 guys flying up through the system.
And we just had a good draft.
What's a goon to a goblin?
We did just draft like 800 college pitchers.
I think.
So okay. Right now, who would you mortgage the whole future for?
Skubal
at 27 years old. Or Garrett Crochet
and I'm giving him
$150
million tomorrow for an extension.
Really?
100%. Crochet, I love. Just those arms scare me. It's just how hard he throws, and he was a reliever turned starter. Just that scared me. I think Garrett Crochet would also pair with you would have to pair with the Luis Robert, right?
We were talking about the $4 million. There's a world you go trade everybody for Skubal and you don't go over the thing. Right now he's only owed
100%.
$854K the rest of the year.
What about? I guess we'll know more once probably like Thursday or Friday because of buyers and sellers. But
you got to start talking to your.
We're about to be in naps. We're about to be in naps. Period. We're about to.
All your sources are going to get a.
They're about to hate me.
They're about to get a you up text.
They are getting a you up. They are getting a you up text.
This is gonna be fun. Well, we're gonna be doing obviously our yearly trade deadline live show next Tuesday. The deadline is July 30th at 5 p.m. Central Time, Central Daylight Time, Central Standard Time, whatever you call it. 5 p.m. in Houston next Tuesday. So we will be streaming probably morning time-ish all the way until the deadline. So come hang out. We will be talking about all these potential trades. Probably about the few trades that happened up to the deadline. We have our live show happening this Friday. Brian's coming back in the studio. He's been off doing coaching things and work things. We've missed him, but he'll be back on Friday.
Potential player interview?
I wasn't even going to mention it, but yes.
We're not naming the player. Just potential
another player coming in the studio. So a lot of content coming. We will be talking ball. Dez probably won't be back until our Tuesday live stream, but he'll be here with us.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
And if you're new, if I say naps or I'm taking a nap, something imminent is happening.
The last few years, every time we do this deadline stream, I started with the first one. Dez was exhausted. We were streaming for like 12 hours. He took a little nap, and that was when what was the 21 trade?
21 trade. 21, I took a nap and the Verlander re-signed. I napped. Who was in 21? I've napped every year we've had a trade happen. Last year I napped and
Verlander
then
did the
Verlander.
The other Verlander.
The other Verlander trade. 22 I napped and it was the Mancini and Vasquez.
Yes.
I missed that. 21 was...
It was a hitter, I think.
21 I was like asleep. I missed. It was like 3 hours.
Yeah.
I got a video out.
Yeah. So a lot of fun. Trade deadline stream. Lots of just speculation and looking at our yarn map being crazy. Hopefully the Astros can come out with a better roster than they have today.
I think we're gonna be. I think we'll be happy. I think it's a trade deadline that allows Crane to flex his muscle, what he loves to do. And I have nothing to back that up. It's
as long as there's
pure. Call me Dusty Baker. Pure gut feeling.
You know what we say every year?
Expect the unexpected.
The other thing?
What do we say?
Parades over prospects.
Parades.
As long as we're saying that on the deadline, I'm happy.
Call the mayor. Plan the parade.
I want to win the World Series. That's what we want.
The Astros can do the funniest thing
As fun as it is to have a great farm system, all these other teams with great farm systems, you watch them, like, number one farm system in the league.
There ain't no parades for that.
They've been in last place for fucking 7 years, and they can't figure out how to actually win on the big stage. The Astros know how to do that, so let's keep doing it.
That's powerful. Yeah, I'm pumped. I'm ecstatic. I'm happy. First place. Big series against Oakland.
Yep.
Take 3, come back home. Much needed day off, and then the Dodgers and then Paul Skeens comes into town. So a lot of baseball. Coming up.
A lot of baseball. Where should I go watch some of that ball this weekend?
Yeah, you're going to go to a lot of places, but I go to Big City Wings, Houston's Wing Joint, Apollo's Wing Joint. All the locations are up and running post Hurricane Barrel. So go out, support local, eat local. 2 for Tuesdays, Burger Wednesdays, Executive Nuggets Thursdays. Go make sure you tell Sam that the Apollo boys sent you. You can also go to Jesse's Burgers up in New Caney. We'll drop the address down below. Go get you a smash burger and a cold shake on a hot summer day. And then while you're doing all that, you got to be rocking some fly ass gear. So you got to go to Coby Stevens, CobyStevens.com. Use code Apollo, HOU, resort line, their summer line, obviously their golfing line, as well as outdoor line, youth line, women's line, everything in between. 25% off your entire.
That's crazy.
Entire order.
At Coby
How is
Stevens
that profitable for Frito-Lay?
How is that profitable for Frito-Lay? That's great.
So make sure you head over there and give them a follow too over on their IGs, and like, subscribe, resubscribe, unsubscribe, and resubscribe again.
Yep. Tell all your friends. We're trying to get to 10K on our YouTube channel. If you're listening to this audio, hop over there at Apollo HOU and subscribe. We are growing it up. Hopefully looking towards a little bit of a playoff run.
A little playoff run.
Baseball happens in October in Houston.
That's when the fun begins.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, thank you for watching and listening to Beyond a Diamond Podcast. I'm Josh. That's Dez. Brian will be back with us next time, and we will see you later.
Peace. Love you guys.
Watch baseball.